Good try with a little help from my friends. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about the car flipping forum. We're trying to help each other make more money, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to do that and how to manage it yourself and how to make 2023 your best year ever. This week, the Flipping Genius. If you buy and sell vehicles for a profit, or you want to, you're in the right place. This is the Flipping Genius podcast. Our number one goal is to help our listeners make more money. Every episode, we share information, ideas, and experiences of real-life car flippers. I'm Randy Lee. I'm the host of Flipping Genius. I've flipped cars most of my life. For over a dozen years now, I've been a licensed dealer. I am working to build the best podcast about successfully flipping cars for a consistent profit. Let's get to it, flippers. Hey, flippers. We're getting close to the end of the year, 2022. It's December 14th, 2022. As I record this, I always say that because I don't know if you're going to be listening to it right as soon as I drop it, or if you're going to listen to it 4 years from now. That's a beautiful thing about podcasts. They live on and live on. And the beautiful thing about car flipping is it's a lot of universal information that we'll be using for a long time. Things do change, and that's why it's important to keep in front of you and keep sharing what we are learning. And I continue to learn all the time. But I got a kick out of one of the guys this week on the car flipping forum, and we will be talking about car flipping forum more today. He quoted my comment about doing business so that you don't have to worry about who's on the next aisle at the grocery store, and that's so true. And it's not just because you want to do more business, or not just because you're trying to avoid trouble. But I had a call this morning that really, I love calls like this. My good friend Bruce, who bought a vehicle from me the first time in 2016, so 6 years ago, over 6 years ago, he bought a used, all I sell is used, so he bought a used, probably about a $2,500 Ford Explorer. It was a decent car. He enjoyed it. It got him around town like I said it would. And Bruce and I have continued to converse. He'll stop by and see me if I'm standing out there on my lot. He'll call me and we'll just talk. He likes to talk about football. He follows my nephews that I talk about, Sam and Josh up there at Hillsdale College, that are having they're developing big, and they're going to be superstars, both 6'6" wide receivers up there. Tight end, wide receivers. They got some skills. But anyway, Bruce and I talk about the boys and about football as much as we do about cars. But he stays in touch with me because he trusts me. And what a great thing! He's helped me sell cars to other people, and he's bought other cars from me, and he's in the market again. And what a cool thing! That is the real result of doing business the right way, and I'm excited. I'm not saying every car that I sell is perfect, because they're not, but I try to do right by everybody and be completely honest about everything I know. And I encourage you to do that same thing. So I loved hearing you guys are listening to the podcast, and you're hearing what I'm saying, and you're taking it to heart, because my mom taught me that one. I know that's a good one. So we're going to talk a little bit about the car flipping forum today, a little bit more about that, and I want to introduce it to anybody who's not familiar with it. I want to encourage you to get after your goal setting. If you have not already started to work on it, it's a good day to start working on it. You've got about half of the month of December left, and it takes a little time to write out your goals and then break them down and get ready to start tracking them, because you want to hit the ground running. If you're like me, I like to start the year at the beginning of the year. I don't start at some other freaky time, but you can do it whenever you want. You can have your business calendar year start today if you want to. But if you're going to follow the traditional pattern and start at January 1, you want to hit the ground running. Don't start January 1 without goals, because you're going to blow a half a month doing this. Start working on it right now. Write out where you want to be at the end of the year, and then break it back down. If you want to sell 75 cars next year. Figure out how many of that is per month and what you're going to have to do to do that. Break it down in every category. How many cars you'll have to buy to finish with that much. If you don't want to go based on cars, if you want to base it on how much money you want to make, that's a good way to go too. Break it back down and how much money you think you'll make per car. You have to figure all of this stuff out. If it's your first time, your first go around with this, you know, maybe your goal is just to flip your first car, and that's fine, but figure out how you're going to do it and then back it up. You can't start at the end. You got to start at the beginning. So once you know what you're trying to accomplish, back it back up and then figure it out. And like I said last week, and I'll probably say it again before the end of the day, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, and that's what we're talking about. Figure out what the big goal is and then break it down into something manageable parts that you can manage and you can track. And I've said it last week. I didn't have my little clipboard with me, but here's my clipboard. It kind of gets blurry on this camera, but I track it every single day. And here is my goal sheet. You've listened to before. You've heard me talk about my goal sheet. These are my goals for 2022, and it's a breakdown. Ooh, let's see. If you're listening to me or saying, Randy, what are you talking about? Well, we're on video too, and I got all my paperwork here just to prove that I do what I say. I practice what I preach, and I've been doing it for a long time. Been doing it in the car flipping business for about 14 years solid as a car dealer. I've been doing it as a human being on this earth, tracking what I do for as long as I can remember, and that's probably no longer than most of you guys have been alive. So I'm just trying to encourage you to do that. That's where we're going with this today. And take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to do a walkthrough on the car flipping forum. I'm going to try to make my my screen live so you can see that, and we'll walk through that, and then we'll get back after that and wrap this thing up. So let me take one break, and I'll be right back. So start at the top of the page. You're going to see, of course, if you want to find the forum, just search Flipping Genius under groups on Facebook, and you will find a bunch of groups from Flipping Genius, but the one that shows the blue background will say Car Flipping Forum, and that's the one I want to talk to you about today. Currently I have 727 members as of the 14th of December 2022, and the group's gradually growing, probably be over 1,000, early next year. It's not so much how many people are in, but what we're doing with it, and I'm seeing some good stuff happening inside the group. You can see at the top of the page that there are of course, we talk about the website, flippinggenius.com, and invite you to become a team member, which is a way for you to directly work with us at Flipping Genius. You can see we've got 727 members, and there's some other tabs here that you can take a look at. I guess we don't have any reels there. We do have some files that you can take a look at. Some media that some of the members have shared. And here's the current discussion, which is really where I want to go. You'll find some things like this, where I'm actually recommending one product or another. This is a battery charger that I personally use. And then you come down here and you'll see questions. Like here's member Jerry Ball. A couple days ago, December 12th, brought up the fact that he couldn't get Kelley Blue Book app to work. I also use the KBB app, and Jerry said they were trying to get a credit card number from him. We had a breakdown from a few of us talking about this, and Chaz Dugas said that he doesn't think the KBB numbers are accurate, and I've seen some of that myself, but I still use it personally. And finally today I was able to get the app to work again. I don't know like I told Jerry, I don't know why they're asking him for a credit card. They've never asked me for one. Here's Matt Jones telling us about his deal on an Audi that he bought with 116,000 on it for 13,000. Drove it a little bit. It's got it up to 135,000, then sold it for 16. So he made 3,000 and got some good use out of the car. Matt works, I believe, for the Audi dealership, so he's got opportunity there. He also picked up a Toyota Prius, which is what he's driving now, and he wants to do the same thing. So I appreciate Matt sharing his story with us, and you can see Franklin Rodriguez also was interested in that. Here's Jordan Kroom. Jordan is sharing some information about a flip that she's hoping to do, apparently on a Lincoln Navigator, or maybe it's one she wants to buy. I don't see any details there. So if you've got something to talk about, share the details and you'll get more feedback. William Purcell, he's a new member just recently, and he talks about an underserved market, and he's got a really good idea. I'm not going to go into William's details here because I don't want to blow his deal, but he is sharing it with all of us. So if you remember, take a look at it. He's got some good ideas, and we had some good back and forth there. If you're not a member, it's free to join. You just have to answer a couple of questions like where you're at and what your experience is. I try to make sure we don't get a lot of spammers in. I know in some of my groups I'll get over 100 spam potential members every day who are trying to just get in and steal your identity or do something of no good. So there you can see this past week, Henry McFadden, Ahal Heel Ali, Christian Lorenz, and William Purcell were new members that week. We get probably around 10 new members every week, and decided we wanted to start. No, we're happy to have them on board. So here's Eric Guerrero, who's a consistent contributor. I appreciate that, Eric. And he is asking for people to share the projects they've got going on. David Moore said he's mostly just working off of buying from Marketplace. Said he's done with Copart. You can see there's some feedback there from some of the other members. And there's Junior Bass. He didn't know what a project meant. Diego Castro shows a picture of a pickup truck that he's working with. Of course, Eric has some more questions, and they get into some details there. This is the kind of stuff we're looking. There's a 92 Lumina Sport that J.R. Bass has got. That's an interesting one. There's a pickup truck that I'm working on personally. You'll see me on here as Flipping Genius and as myself, Randy Lee. And got that one running fantastic. Excited about that little 50,000 mile 96 T100. I think it's already sold about 3 times. Just waiting to get all my ducks in a row on that one. Here's Mike Brooks, got a 2011 Ranger. BJ Fabian's got a looks like he picked up I think that's a little Pontiac for $700. And Christopher Walsh says he's got a 2011 Suzuki SX4 all-wheel drive. He doesn't give us any more details about it. Eric wants to know about taking payments and possibly starting a dealership. Lots of good information. But if you go down through, you're going to see everybody sharing everything that they've got, trying to get information. And the more we do that, the better this group is going to be. And this is what I'm trying to encourage everybody to do. You're also going to see some community chats here, some basic questions that you can contribute. And I'd like to see more of that grow too. And it will. But this is, and you can create a chat. You can start your own community chat, and that's a little bit more about what we're doing. and just wanted to share that with you. So go to Facebook groups, search Flipping Genius, and you will find, let's just go here. Let's go here right now. See if I can go to groups, and we go to search groups and look at Flipping Genius, and you see we click groups, and there you see right there is the group that we're talking about. Below that, you're going to see, if you go to see all, you'll see our groups that we have around the country. There's Salt Lake City, Huntsville, Alabama, where we've got 30,000 members now. Pensacola, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Georgia, another Huntsville group that's got 4,300 in it, Nashville, Phoenix, Toledo, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Cincinnati and Lexington, Omaha, Nebraska, Baldwin County, Alabama, Chattanooga, Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, Georgia, Austin, Texas, Green Bay and Appleton, and I believe that there's more, because I don't see the one that's in Detroit. I don't think I said Detroit. No, there's Detroit right there. It's got 172 members in it. But up here at the top, Car Flipping Forum, you want to join it, you just go there, and it's going to ask you if you want to be a member, and you can also invite others who you think might benefit. Same deal, they'll just have to answer a couple questions. So that's a little breakdown of how we do the Car Flipping Forum. Probably not the most exciting thing, but it can be exciting if you'll get on there and share. So let's get back to it, but that's my screen share for this week. Okay, so that's the Car Flipping Forum. Hope that has helped you see it if you have not seen it. If you are listening to the podcast, I apologize. Because I know that I have created a monster here. I just realized it. I've gotten so used to doing the podcast on video, and I'm so thankful for you who are out there that are only listening to audio, because most of the podcasts I listen to, I only listen to in audio, and I apologize for doing a whole segment there talking about the video, but you can go to the Car Flipping Forum, you can follow the path that I told you to, and you can see exactly what I'm saying. I don't think it was very long. Hopefully some information I shared on the video will be okay with audio too, but I do realize that if you are on video, you got a chance to see the Car Flipping Forum and how that works. And I'd love to hear your input on other things we can add to the group. I'd love to have you guys participate. If you're not already participating on the Car Flipping Forum, if you're a member already or you're not a member, if I invite you to get on there and share your information, share your questions, share your suggestions, share your stories, share your projects. The more we share, the better we're all going to get. That's just the reality of it. Don't keep all your stories to yourself. I'll give you an example. I had a young man, Joshua, a 19-year-old guy, stopped by, and I hope he's hearing me. He stopped by the lot the other day. I talked to him before, told him some stuff about the Car Flipping Forum, told him some stuff about Flipping Genius. And as far as I know, he hadn't looked yet, but he was still out looking for a vehicle, looking for a deal. He really wants to be a flipper, but he's coming to see me again, and he said, "Hey, I don't want you to tell me all your secrets, but how can I find a better deal than what I can find from you?" And I said, first off, look at the back side of my card. It's got a link to my podcast, and I do tell you all my secrets, everything I know. I tell you guys all the time, and I'll tell you too. Just go and listen to it. But I said, here's what I'd do right now if I were you. And I told him what I would do, and I was flat out straight. I mean, he was not going to. If he does what I said, he's probably not going to buy a vehicle from me. But he's probably not going to buy a vehicle from me anyways, because he's looking to cut out the middleman. By the way, that's the name of my company, by the way, Middleman. So there's a little inside joke there. But I told him where to go find 25 or 30 potential vehicles that he might be able to buy right then. And he's a pretty sharp kid, so I think he might have gone and done that. and I'm interested in hearing what he comes back with. I'm not worried that he's not going to buy a vehicle from me. I'm not worried that he's going to take over the car flipping market from me. I know that by improving his life, I've cemented a relationship with that young man, and it'll probably come back to pay off. And I believe that that's really how this all works. So I encourage you to share with each other, and share with me. I'm still learning too. I want to see what you've got to share. So if you've got join the car flipping forum, share there. If you want to just reach out to me personally, just send me an email to flippingquestions@gmail.com. I'm happy to go back and forth one-on-one. If you want to work with us as a flipping partner, a flipping team member, or a flipping champion, come to flippinggenius.com, FlippingGenius.com, only one G in there, and you'll see the different options. You can become a team member, a partner, or a champion. And we do charge you a couple bucks each month, but by doing that, you'll actually partner with us. And we truly believe that if you partner with us, we're going to help you make more money. That's the number one goal of the Flipping Genius podcast. It always has been, always will be. So, hey, I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sharing, and love to have you back every single week. If you haven't seen all 148 episodes of Flipping Genius, they're right there on the website. They're also wherever you listen, and they're on our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribing to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. If you haven't already liked us and given us 5-star rating wherever you can do that, please do that too. Tell all your friends about it. Share us on social media, and come back and come back and come back. And hey, let's all work together. Let's make some money. Let's all become flipping geniuses.